What is actually an AI agent? It is nothing else than an LLM that has access to some tools and is running inside the loop. Inside the loop, it decides if it needs to call any kind of tool, or it can just give the answer to the user. So somehow it can decide to choose between the tools or answer the user. Let's check it in an example. Here we wrote an agent using langchain to simplify the things. So what we need is to import chat model, tool, and create agent class. So we can define a tool using tool decorator. Then, for example, here I just created some get weather. It can be any kind of function. It can be an API, it can be reading the database, it can be even another agent that we can run. So for now, I don't want to access any kind of weather API, just a fake dictionary that has two data for Zurich and Berlin. And then we get back the results to the agent. So what we do, we define which model do we want to have in our langchain. The good thing about the langchain is that you can easily change the model. It's not the case if you are using raw Python. We'll get to that later. Then you define your agent using the create agent. We say, okay, which model do you want to use and which tools this agent has access to. So for now we have just get weather, and then we invoke the agent. So we start the agent inside the loop. Everything happens here. It automatically define the loop, iterated. The only thing that I added here is the limit of 25 because I saw that the default is 10,000. I don't want the loop to run 10,000 if it can't give me any answer. So I put it a limit and send the message directly here. As a user, it says, what's the weather in Zurich? So, and let's run it and see what we have. Python agents.y. Oops, I don't have my API key. Just a moment. I need to okay, so let me add my Gemini key. You can get a free key from Google Studio, and let me run it again. So it's run, and the answer is the weather in Zurich is 12 degree and it's cloudy. I also created a more detailed one. We don't need to go inside it. It just has some methods to show what happens actually inside. So let me just run it again. Agent langchain agent langchain, and we run it to see the details, what's happening there inside the agent. So we'll go. That's just for rendering the agent as a graph, but here you will see the steps. The user sends this content. What's the weather in Zurich? In step 1, or the first node in the model, AI sees this message and it decides to use the only tool that it has or not. and it says, okay, we need the tool call. So it's one run of LLM here. And step 2, it just use the tool, do the tool call with these parameters, city, Zurich, and then get the output. The output comes from our tool or function, so that's not an LLM call. We don't use any credits or token here. Then it will append everything, bring it to the node again inside our loop, and says, okay, user asked what's the weather in Zurich, AI called the tool of this, the tool answered us this information, and then AI use it. It decides, okay, I don't need any other tool to call, the content would be this, and it will give us this contest as a result. Gemini call 1 and 2, we will see number of tokens inside 49, 85 out, and the total number that we used here. Basically we use 163 token, that's basically nothing. I wrote an agent here using just Python. You can just write an agent without any kind of langchain yourself. The problem would be here I imported the Gemini. If you want to use Cloud or OpenAI, you need to rewrite most of the code because everything will be changed. But with langchain, you just need to change one line of code. So I wrote it with Gemini. So getWeather is just a function, normal function in Python I wrote, and defined the tools myself inside this list of dictionaries. What kind of function is that, description and other things. You didn't need those in langchain. And then content is the same. Maximum iteration I defined as 10. So it's a for loop. It iterates using this model, using the content, defined the tools, and it go to this for loop, call it, and if the AI decides to call a function, it calls the function, we go through the function, call it, and use the results to append to the content. Then it goes the next round, it comes here, decides if it wants to call a function or not. If yes, it needs to go one more time, append every content here, and then at the end, if there is no need for any other function calls, we have at the end our content, we just print it out and break the loop. So that's basically it, what we call an AI agent in simple words.
If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss a video.